Those watching on YouTube, you are welcome. Just one moment. Let us connect to other platforms. You are welcome. 1 minute. Yeah. We are back online. We are back online, and I believe we will be joining Twitter soon. We are not yet on Twitter. Maybe it is. Okay, it is not. Let me connect to Twitter. Okay, our Twitter is up also. Our YouTube is up, and the Facebook is also up. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are watching from. You are welcome to this program. While you are joining, share this video, invite others to join. Are you joining us on YouTube? Are you joining us on Facebook? A Judge Money blog? Are you joining us on Twitter? At Judge Money C? Kindly share the video, invite others to join. You are welcome to this program. First of all, the reason why I decided to add the image of this guy in front of my screen once more, it is because there is an important illustration that I must do with those images. Because when you are looking at them right now, I want you to look at those images and you will be able to see the expression, the facial expressions on those images in same occasions as they portrayed it, but just different algorithm. I want you to look at those pictures when you join this program. Those pictures I place in front of you, I want you to understand that those pictures you are watching, it is similar occasions but different algorithm. The reason why I say it is a similar occasion but different algorithm, it is because we have been trying to, understand why in this interview, one interview, somebody was so scared and, was so scared. And another interview, somebody was, so confident. And before the questionnaire will ever throw a question, somebody already know what the questionnaire want to say and they grab it off their mouth. I want us to actually look into this, those two facial expressions. We are going there. That is one of our topics, among others. Another of our topic this evening, this morning, this afternoon, it is going to be a topic of what do you think that Finland stand to achieve or stand to lose in this game that is being played in their land? I am going to make it available for you, and then you will understand, those of you who are intellectual, who follow politics, and those of you who follow what is happening around the world, and those also who understand what time is it. They will definitely understand when I bring that discussion to the table. So this time around, it is 8 minutes past 3 in Biafra land, which is making it is 8 minutes on top of the hour, regardless of where you are. We are broadcasting for the restoration and the dignity of the land of the rising sun, where there is a zero and a zero latitude and longitude. So that is what we are broadcasting, so that Chukwuokike Abiama will, understand that we have come to fight for his land once more. Wherever you are watching, share this video and invite others to join. I am Judge Money, and we are going to judge everything that money makes people do. We will continue to judge it. So let us proceed. We are also going to talk about the monetary policy, as they may pronounce it, in Nigeria, which has made many people today to lack, to be buying money. I've ever seen a country where people use money to buy money. That country is in Nigeria. We are going to talk about it. And we are going to talk about the upcoming election on Saturday. It is also, according to the statistics, I believe it is 9 million people who has registered for the election, where the country that has over 200 million people. 9 million people have registered for the election of 2023 in Nigeria. So we are going to also talk about that. And now, first thing first, we're going to start with. Okay, before then, we are also going to talk about the interview which the agent provocateur claimed that he had. And so they said, in fact, he claimed that he had with the Russian news channel, right? That's what you see everywhere. But in Finland, have interview with Russia TV, this and that. Is that not laughable? Because we are going to actually talk about it, and then you will understand what we are lamenting about. What we are lamenting about. The most important thing, we are now going to start with Nnamdi Kanu, that is in the DSS dungeon. We must start with Nnamdi Kanu, that is in the DSS dungeon. There was a post that was made public yesterday by Nnamdi Kanu, little brother Emmanuel Kanu. The little brother Emmanuel Kanu is the one, or was the one, who made this post. Let me actually go to read that post. It caught my eyes, and then anything that caught my attention, I will bring it to the world, because for something to catch my attention, it has a very significant meaning. So let me actually try to bring that, read it out rather, because I believe it was already screen grabbed. It was already screen grabbed. Probably it might be, maybe I will be able to bring it to the screen. If it is on the screen, we will be okay. It's not on the screen. Let me bring the photo. That we may talk about it. Shit. The Facebook is out. We have been kicked out of Facebook. What the hell is going on? Again, what is going on? Let us check what's going on here. Why? Just one moment. Those of you on YouTube, again, let me connect back on Facebook. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Probably what we are trying to discuss is very, very crucial. I believe maybe it is very, very crucial what we are here to discuss. Maybe that is the reason why they're kicking us out. But since it is very, very crucial, that is the reason why we must not give up. We will preach that gospel, that crucial gospel that they are so scared of. We are going to preach it. It is very, very important. So let's try one more time to see if Facebook is going to allow us this time to stretch it. Oh, I think let me change. I know the reason why. Let me change some characters. Kindly bear with me. Let me change some characters so that we will not be experiencing this kick in and kick out of Facebook by Facebook itself. So let me try to change some things before we proceed. Now, okay, let me go here. Just one moment. We are having Guys, bear with me. I am almost there. There is something I need to set up to see if it is going to combat this Facebook log off and login. Let me just set it up to see if it is going to combat it, because it is okay. I think we are good to go. Once more, I think we are good to go. Those watching on YouTube and Twitter, my apologies for this. Facebook kept on kicking us out and in, and it is very, important that we connect to it so that we will be able to get broader audience. So, those watching on YouTube, thank you for your patience. Click the like button while you are joining for the algorithm to do the sharing. Those watching on Facebook, who are joining us on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money Official, at Judge Money Blog /TV. Share the video and invite other people to join. Share the video, invite others to join. It is very, very important. Let us actually watch to see if what we did is going to actually yield fruit, because we try to change the link to see if it is going to make Facebook to stop kicking us out, because I haven't seen anything wrong with the broadcast, but when they continue to kick us out, we will now question exactly what is wrong. Now, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, we are back again. We are live and direct, and we are here also to do some exposition and analytical view towards some news that made round within the weekend. And now for those who started the program with us before we were interrupted by Facebook, I want you to know that we will continue to propagate this gospel until Biafra comes, no matter the distraction. So that is exactly the resilient and the that we need to continue, because they will throw anything at us, they will throw everything at us to make sure that we do not continue, but we must continue. So in this regard, there was something I was making reference of before we were interrupted. I want you to check the the big images in front of your screen on Facebook, where you will find the agent provocateur. If you find the agent provocateur, so you will see those two different images. One was a man who is in shock of his life. The other man was a man who is so confident. Now, why are those images so different from each other, even though it is a similar occasion, which he said it is? Okay, one we know, the other one we do not know, and that other one is exactly the reason why I am here, just for us to know what exactly it is. Of course, so many of you are aware of that interview that was presented to you a few days ago, saying that it is Russia TV that interviewed the agent provocateur. That's what they said, that the Russia TV has interviewed the agent provocateur. The agent provocateur is taking the campaign for Biafra all over the world. And now that is actually what prompted me to go further to know which Russian TV that interviewed this guy, and what do they stand to achieve by interviewing this guy. So that's exactly the narrative they started pushing, so that it will look to the gullible Biafrans who will not have data to listen to many things on social media, for them to believe that Russia is coming to their aid, because it has been that way. They will always call you out, lure you into a process where you are going to be a victim of circumstances, making you believe there is something that is out there for you, without you knowing that what you are going there is to meet your death, or meet somebody being taken to the other side of the law. Knowing that Nigeria does not have, human right promotion. They don't promote human rights. It is just there for being their sake. That is exactly the problem. It has been there for being their sake. So, but the fight for our freedom and the independent nation of Biafra, it is going to actually correct such things when we finally get our freedom. So now we are now going straight. We're also going to talk about the election, upcoming election. Those who are making the election rigging, which is on process already, easy, who are trying to make them easy, and those who are promoting election somewhere, one way or the other. And we're also going to ask some questions to Yoruba people, especially Sunday Igboho and Koiki Media and Bayo Akintoye. We're going to actually ask them some questions, and they also need to answer us those questions. Now, let us start with Nnamdi Kanu in detention. Let us try to find out the reason why he is still in detention. And at the end of it, I want all of you to know that the Saturday election, it is something that, will determine where, how God has positioned this, uprisings and the movement secessionists in Nigeria. And I want you to know that it is the same reason why that the enemy is trying to make us to lose that gap. They are trying to make us to lose that gap. But in this regard, you want to, we have 216 million people or more in Nigeria, but only 9 million, I believe, must have registered for the election, or alleged registered for the election. Where is the rest of the 207 million people? Where is the rest of the 207 million people? Where is the rest of them? So, if it is 9 million that is registered for the election, just like you may all know that some people who are also traveling for the sake of the election, some of them, they have started dying on the road because of this election that is senseless, election that has never put anything on your table, election that has been destroying you, election that has been placing your life from one predicament to another each and every 8 years to 10 years, election that has never wished you good, election that gives you bogus promises, empty promises upon promises, election that steals from you. You believe that it is worth you dying for. That is okay. It is up to you. It is your choice. We are not part of those who want to make you to do what you do not want to do, because their primary aim is that when they make you to do what you do not want to do, eventually United Nations, if they say let there be a referendum, no one will even vote. No one will even vote with us. That is exactly the plan of the enemy, which many of you might not be aware of, or you might not be thinking towards that direction. And I am also going to tell you exactly the role of Finland in this shenanigan that is playing out. I always say Western agenda, Western agenda. We are going to actually, try to decode that Western agenda a little bit today. We are going to crack it a little bit today. If you give me your audience and share the video, invite others to join. Now, I want to remind the world that Nigeria is keeping Nnamdi Kanu in a solitary confinement today. Do you know the reason why? It is only but one reason: because the man is the only person who is able to decode and analyze every time Nigeria want to make a move or try to rig an election or try to do whatever, and it's a man that commands millions of audience at once. This is not just a man that makes noise, a man that is very, very articulative, man that is very, very calculative, man that is very, very, wise and intellect. That is such man, and they know very well that before they will carry out every of their activities, criminal activities in Nigeria as a Nigerian state, this same man is going to expose it. That is the reason why they want to cage him in this place, like this, not even suitable for animal solitary confinement in the DSS dungeon. Just like you may all know that Femi Fani-Kayode was there for 8 hours. He was even almost traumatized, and he started speaking from both sides of his mouth. And now you will understand that a human being has been there for almost 2 years. It is not a prison yard. It is just a solitary confinement in just like a police station, police holding cell. That is exactly what it is. Now you will understand that his human rights continue to be violated. Everything that makes him a person, a human being, an innocent human for that matter, has been violated. So what is the international stage talking about that? What is the international stage saying about it? I know the reason why they are not talking much about it, because so much amount of money has been dished out, so that some people who are supposed to be talking, who are not supposed to be complicit in this regard, that they may be complicit. So I am going to actually tell you why, because also Britain, it is in their own interest that every of fraternities in the world keep remain mute for this, in the inhuman treatment being meted on Nnamdi Kanu, which is also a violation of universal human rights law that is also governing the whole world under the democratic dispensation. So I want to ask the world, why aren't they talking about this type of violation that Nigeria is doing against Nnamdi Kanu? The only thing they are looking for is to know whether IPOB and Biafra, whether they are in a criminal activities or not, when the criminal itself is carrying out their plans all over the place, killing people without them being brought to book. When it comes to investigating them, they will tell you they will start reading politics for us. But in this regard, we are here to make sure that the truth is brought to open, that the truth is exposed. And I want to also put up a disclaimer that anybody or any countries in the world who might be thinking that my preaching and the preaching of that of Agent Provocateur, that it is the same, I want to tell you that you are very, very wrong. You are very, very wrong. So many people may write, just like Jesus may say, let me use Jesus' perspective in his parables. He said that many who rise and, many shall rise in my name and say they are Christ. So if it happened during the time of Christ, what makes you think or what made you think that it will never happen this time around? It is bound to continue to happen because it is still the same world until this world is destroyed and another one is built. That is the reason why some people who read Bible good and decided to turn it upside down, some of them are in Roman Catholic. They said, you will make this world to be a new world. So that is exactly the reason why we will continue to propagate this gospel. Now, the main reason or the primary aim for keeping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in a solitary confinement in the last 2 years is for Britain to make sure that they come in and now look deep and investigate further and stretch it to know who is suitable candidate for their company called Nigeria. Because Nigeria is apparently the British company. And that is exactly what they are doing. Now, I want all of you to understand there is a war going on in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. This war has plunged every economic of every nations in Africa. I will not say Europe because it is actually benefiting them somehow, but they keep on crying to us that the war is plunging the world when they are the ones fueling the war. And you will understand also that it is for the, this war is not unconnected to what happened in Afghanistan, which American escaped. So it is not unconnected to that. But that what if analysis may come later. It is a topic for another day. But most important factor here is that when the Western world, when they have interest in something, they will get it. Regardless of what you want to do, how you want to play your games, they will get it. They will create a scenario where they will get what they want. That is the reason why when I continue to talk about Western agenda, it is very deep. Very, very deep. So many of you will not understand it. Especially if you don't know about history, if you don't know the history of imperialism or history of colonialism, you will never understand exactly what we are talking about. So, most importantly, share the video on Facebook, invite others to join. So, Britain, they supported, their citizen being in a solitary confinement in Nigeria for the sake of them selecting their own, manager for the company that they have established in the sub-Saharan section, which is called Nigeria today. That is the reason why you will not have any Britain, talk about even the judiciary, or anybody trying to come in to speak about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and being a British national. And of course, if you look at what is going on, even in the whole world, there is no European citizen or American citizen that will go out and the injustice will be meted upon them, whether they are whether they are from the third country or third world country and the later become citizen. the right of every citizen is applicable to them as well. But now you will be wondering, why is it so different from, the one of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Why are they not applying the same, policy towards that one? It is because Britain is the one aware of it. They are the ones who orchestrated everything that is happening against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Britain, you think it is Garba Shehu and this criminal Ohaneze that will make that move just to go? Britain knows, they actually know when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu go. They actually know where he headed. They know where he landed. They actually gave that information and make sure that he was captured, because the selection of their manager come 2023, which is today we are at it, must happen. It is a task that must be done regardless of who is going to get hurt. It doesn't matter. They must select their manager. After, when they remove him, they bring in P2B to use him to, to bring IPOB on hold, to bring the activities of Biafra agitation on hold, because they know that they have offered a goat, the best grass that the goat can never say no to. Or they have offered a dog the best beef meat that the dog, or bone that has some bone marrow in it and beef meat in it that the dog will never reject. They have offered it to the dog, which is the P2B, which is the, as a result of our agitation, it gave birth to such, time. And those politicians, they do not want to acknowledge it, and they are actually in support of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu being in solitary confinement, while they are championing their big and bogus dream of being the leader of Nigeria. Now you will now get it that whatever they are doing, they are not even objective in anything they are doing in the leadership space, which they are actually trying to propagate that they want to be your leader and change Nigeria while uniting everybody. But I can categorically tell you, these people are a bunch of deceivers. The only thing they are very good at is to continue to deceive people. That is the only thing that they are very good at. Manipulation upon manipulation. Each and every season of election, they will come and manipulate you. They will come and tell you, this is how we are going to do it. We are going to get you a new Nigeria. We are going to get you a new this. We are going to build you this, build you that. We are going to unify you. We are going to be, it is going to be free of terrorism. They have actually started that of when somebody comes out, they will rally around him. At the end of the day, just like they rallied around Buhari, at the end of the day, that person happens to be the worst of them all. But in this time around, I am so happy and optimistic that this election is going to open the eyes of Nigeria, just like the eve of election has opened so many eyes, which is this monetary policy, this stupid and nonsensical monetary policy that has never favored anybody, that will never favor anybody. Because in this monetary policy, the move is great. That is doing something that is the wrong thing at the right, at the wrong time. Or doing the right, or I would say the right thing at the wrong time. That is Nigeria. They always do the right thing at the wrong time. Why do you think that Buhari did, never did this monetary policy all this while he's been in power? He knows that at that minute he will introduce monetary policy, use the last power that he can exercise to introduce something that before you come out of it, that this Boko Haram, terrorists and everything, they must have regrouped and planned their attack and infiltration into Nigeria, or they have already infiltrated Nigeria. When I say infiltration, I believe that I am actually, undermining this cause. I will say that planning their own, unveiling their invasion into Nigeria, just like this of Afghanistan when it was fueling. Nobody paid attention until the Taliban took over Kabul. That's how it is. So that is exactly what is actually coming close to Nigeria. While they have taken away your money, you are busy buying 5,000 with 2,000. You will understand that it is actually making sure that you are impoverished. Even when this thing is going to fall on you, you will even have no money. That is the reason why this monetary policy, it is going to maybe be in favor of this Islamic nation that is going to unveil maybe during or after election. Now understand the fact that I have told you that this election is going to open a lot of cankerworms in this Nigeria shenanigans. But so many people decided to undermine what I said. And that is the reason why this agent provocateur continue to kill our people in Biafra land for the sake of trying to prove to somebody that he can actually make this election rigging very easy for them. Even if you don't actually have anything on your brain, you will understand that. Do you think that they took Nnamdi Kanu into the DSS dungeon for the sake of so even if they have actually, do you think they put Nnamdi Kanu in there just to give you Igbo presidency? They put him in there just for rig the election because he command millions of audience. When he speak, the whole world is watching, and that is the reason why they put him there, so that they will finish their bidding of election. But little did they know that what they have done is something that is uncalled for, and it is something that is ungodly, rather, I will say, and it has consequences. And the consequences of them, you will see them in the coming months. The consequences of what they did, you will start seeing them in the coming months. The reason why I said that is that it is already planned that, whom the Fulani, remember that the Fulani, on the other hand, the Britain is on the other hand, making sure they monitor who is going to be the manager of their business called Nigeria. So now, in this regard, they have taken away your money. And regardless of what happened, regardless of what you may think, that maybe after election the money will be made available, the money will be made available. But that time frame where they have taken your money away for you to starve, have you wondered what exactly they are doing with your money? Do you wonder what is it that they are doing with your money? And it will return to you without any interest. If eventually all of them are going to return to you, it will return without interest. But they have actually confiscated your money, your hard-earned money. They have confiscated it and seized it in the name of introducing monetary policy. Monetary policy that keeps people hungry, exacerbated people hunger problems. So let us continue to watch, and we are praying, and we continue to move the motion that boycotting of the election in Biafra land isn't going to help anything in this struggle. It is not going to help anything in this struggle. Do you know why? Because it is actually going to, truncate every plans and diplomatic move that we have ever put in place or make. And now, like you have seen Nnamdi Kanu, just let us go take it through the, memory lane. Let's go through this memory lane. On the 13th of October, what happened? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which so many of you believe that does not understand their right or how the justice system work, believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that Nigeria will do this, do that, but you have seen that he won. IPOB Mazen Nnamdi Kanu won in Nigeria judiciary. That is number one. Now, number two of it, do you believe that, okay, not only that, Ebubago that me and you has been crying about, the way they were killing our people, and that same Ebubago today, we won. It's been disbanded. I think the problem is coming back again on Facebook. I don't know why, but we must continue. If they log you out, remember we are on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. I don't know, the problem is coming back on Facebook. It's always only on Facebook. So let us continue. So now, in this regard, I want you to remember Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which you believe, so many of you believe, including the impostor in Aso Rock, believe that this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will never come out of it in the judiciary because they are not judiciary literate. They are not, literate when it comes to judiciary, not even when it comes to anything. That is the reason why their monetary policy is to impoverish the nation. So they are all illiterate when it comes to every sectors that they believe they are president and governing. So that is the reason why he directed the case to the judiciary, which the case supposed to be, solved through a political solution. He pushed it to the judiciary, believing that he is doing us, he is punishing us, believing that they are going to win. What happened? The mind of God is not the mind of man. But when you listen to the people who actually speak the mind of God, you undermine it, it will come back hurting you. That is the most important thing. That is the reason why Nigeria is in the mess they are today, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told them and they gave them a solution. They did not take it. All of you that are buying money today, celebrities, rich people, all of you are crying for the sake of buying money. Have you now seen the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, God sent him to us to get us ready? Because in this regard, I don't think there is it is not many of the Umuchuku that are actually suffering this thing going on in Nigeria, because they were prepared for this day, and this day they knew it was coming. Likewise, the worst case scenario that is on the way, we are prepared for that. Most important thing that I want to make you to understand is that this election, that so many of you believe, if you stop it, which is agent provocateur, because agent provocateur is there to make everything Nigeria is calling us or throwing at us or planning to use to truncate our activities, to make it smooth and untraceable. That is the reason why he is being there. And the more earlier you understand it, the better for you. Double agent. There is something called double agent. He is playing a serious role of double agent. Number one thing you should understand is that he is a Finland citizen who has never visited Nigeria in the last 2 decades. Now, he is a Finland citizen who never had anything in Nigeria in the last 2 decades, except if he started planning now, because I know their plans. Now, what make you think that a Finland citizen who have settled down in Finland never thought of going back to Nigeria until he saw an avenue to make money, and now the avenue was IPOB led by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? He need to fit himself in that in order to use, in order to make money. Now let me tell you how the Western agenda is in this game that he's playing. But let me tell you later. I will tell you the Western agenda, how it comes into this game, because I have decoded it and I have cracked the code, and I'm going to get it to you. Now, let me, write it down here so that I don't forget. I don't forget to, say it to you. So, I want to put it where the context will fit in, not here where we are talking about the election and Nnamdi Kanu. So now Nnamdi Kanu has been placed in this solitary confinement. Reason best known to Fulani, reason best known to Britain, and we know the reason, to select their candidate while using the agent provocateur to make their selection process easy by telling you the man that you have been brought to make him. They are using him to make you people press hold on, pause. There is something that is called pause in every remote of every DVD. Are we still on Facebook? I hope we are still on Facebook. Okay, we are still there. Facebook, why don't you allow us to do this program? So, now the man that will make it very easy for them, that man is there. So, that is the agent provocateur. How is he making it easy for them? Because he will come and try to make IPOB shout, do this, do that, kill some people, use your criminal brand, call them ESN, tell them the world that you are IPOB leader, tell the world that you are working under Nnamdi Kanu, tell the world that you are getting messages from Nnamdi Kanu. So all these things, that is the reason why that these people have placed P2B there, to use him to actually waste our time, to use him to hold on, to make this selection process happen. But little did they know that when human being is planning, God is actually the one who devises this plan. And that is something that these people does not understand. That God is saying something and God is about to do something. And that is the reason why people who have seen it from far, they want to use a blame game on you. And they have been planning to use this blame game on you all in the last 2 years now. And now it is something that they want to now bring up. The blame game will be, you Igbos are the problem of your problems. Do you think with this thing you are doing, you will ever be able to make it in the land of Biafra? So many people will now say, instead of me going to this place in the land of Biafra, I rather remain a Nigerian, because the way these people are carrying on or carrying themselves, they will not be able to govern themselves. So that is the reason why you don't know what is called the power of neocolonialism. The power of these people. Their power comes with psychology. Psychology is the deadliest weapon they are using against our people. We do not understand psychology. And the same way you will understand it is that same psychology for those of you who have finally, come away, separated yourself from this shackle of pastorship, of religion, Christianity, church, and the brainwashing of them thereof rather. So if you understand that process, you will definitely understand what I am talking about. They use psychology. Just like a pastor will tell you, use psychology to tell you, if you don't pay tithe and offering, you will be in a tight corner. That is psychology. They use psychological manipulation to come in. That is the reason why so many of our people are championing the agenda and the bar that they have set for us. They are actually making that bar to be favorable to them. That is what so many people are doing. But if you want to understand it better, now pay very good attention. If you want to understand it better, pay very good attention. Nnamdi Kanu now is in the solitary confinement. Selection process is, going to take place in few days time, and P2B, which they brought to use to, put us on hold, is there now, believing that all this, what I'm going to say to P2B right now is enjoy this influence while you can. Enjoy this, in front of the news, in front of people's houses, or in front of the people's hearts. Enjoy it while you can, because most importantly, if they fail to give you this thing, there is nothing you can do, and there is nothing any of you can do about it. It is only something that IPOB will be able to do, and that is exactly the reason why we are not interfering in this election. Let the dead bury the dead. The reason why I say that, if they fail to give you the win, which you believe that you have already won, just waiting for Saturday, because I know that in your mind, you are very optimistic that you have won. In the mind of all your followers, they are very optimistic that they have rallied around you. But you ask yourself, how many of them got their voters card? Okay, that is by the way. Now, in this regard, where they are going to make this selection, and they have smoothened their ground as a reason why they will say you are not going to win. That is the calling of this sit at home. They will use it. I will capitalize on it, whether the sit at home take place, whether it does not take place. I want you to pay attention now to this crucial analysis. Whether the sit at home it takes place or it does not take place, they have established an off-ramp. They have established where they are, what they are going to use to play a blame game. But we are watching them. We know their map. We know how they are carrying it out, and we will continue to follow them close, and we will announce it to you when the time is right, how they have achieved it. So now, let us now go to the United Nations. United Nations, who asked Nigeria to release Nnamdi Kanu, or say that they are investigating if Nnamdi Kanu is on arbitrary detention, and up to today, it is almost a year now, the United Nations have done nothing, because United Nations are actually, they have been, they have told them, forget these people, they will just come, forget them, let the election finish. We have seen this man there is a likelihood that this man will obstruct the election. That is the reason they will give to United Nations. And they will bribe some of them, the one they have to bribe, some officials there, to override everything. That's what they will do to United Nations. And the United Nations will now forget that there are people whom their right to live, or the Declaration of United Nations on Human Rights has been violated. They will forget about it. For Britain to continue to cripple the life of other people, as Britain continue to actually make profit in your predicament, as they continue to make profit in your predicament, that is exactly what these people are doing, and Britain is protecting them. Now, let us move away from there. Let us move away from there, because we have sent that message. We are waiting for Saturday to get our response. So, the establishment has been made for this election rigging made easy. The establishment has been put in place so that whenever it happens, it will not be a big problem that people will say you are the cause of your problem. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about, it is the role of Finland in what the agent provocateur is doing. The role of Finland in what the agent provocateur, or on what the agent provocateur is doing. And let me now tell you that role. First of all, there is a video. And in this video, I want to see that interview. Let me see if I will be able to present that interview in front of you before we play it from the phone. I want to present it in front of you. We are not going to play it directly. We are going to play it from the phone. Of course, if I present it to you, you will remember what I am talking about. And before then, I want to ask Oduduwa, our Oduduwa brothers and sisters. I want to ask them why I haven't seen any campaign for no election in Oduduwa land, since they have agreed with autopilot. They had agreed with autopilot in IPOB that there will be no election in Biafra land. So I want to actually ask that question. I believe, I don't know if it is coming out. Let me show you. All right, I believe I have paused it. I will not play it out. All right, here is where I want to pause it. I believe you have seen that move and the confidence around this video that is in front of your screen. Now, let us look at this one. Let us look at this one. This is the confidence. Hold on. This is the confidence. Here. Have you seen it? This is the confidence. Because you know why there is this confidence? Because it is a faceless individual that is asking a questions of what has been already handed over to him by the same person who organized the interview, and in order to sell a narrative, to buy more people, because he saw that many people have realized his activities. So he decided that he will now use this interview to get into the heart of the gullible people, for them to believe that he is bold, he is beautiful in what he is doing, that everything we are doing, maybe they will say it is a misunderstanding. But that is what we are here now to tell you, that whatever we have seen in this guy, it is not misunderstanding, it is not miscalculation, it is not a wrong target. He is a criminal who is not, who met the wrong people, and now he is going to get the fair share of his criminality. Now, I hope you are seeing exactly what I am showing you. The confidence here. Now see the real interview. Meet the real interview. Are you now seeing the real interview? This is the real interview that was carried out by Yari Palkari. That is exactly the real interview you are seeing. This one is a fake interview with the Russian, journalist. Remember, that's what they write everywhere you see this interview. They will tell you that this interview came from a Russian journalist, this criminal is announcing Biafra all over the place, But now, let me bust their bubbles. Let me quickly bust their bubbles. Just share the video and they'll invite others to join. Let me bust their bubbles because I want you to know that the reason for, like I always tell you, I will call this guy out. I will call him out when he was hiding. The reason behind him coming out to the limelight from the beginning, and the reason he keep on telling you that Finland is we are going to adopt Finland way of government. That is, if you remember, he always tell you that you are going to adopt Finland way of government. That he promotes Finland in Biafra agitation. He tell you Finland this, Finland that. Now, somebody came up to say, after promoting Finland, that is so scared of Russia, that the Russia people, and the narrative they are trying to tell you is that since he interviewed a Russia journalist, maybe Russia is coming to help you. That is the narrative psychologically, and you might not understand how this narrative is going to go into your heart. That is the reason why they keep on writing he interviewed a Russian journalist, and that is the reason why he made mention here to that about the person who was the guy who is interviewing him. He said that even this Russia where you are going to now. Let me bring the video. Let me bring the video for you to. I want you to judge this. Come into this with being rational, because if you come in here being emotional, you will never pick up anything. You will be like a murutumpafu. Because what we do is that we bring in analytical view that will enable you to decode your manipulator. So let us go there. I want to play it on the phone. This is it. This is it. We are going to play it on the phone, through the phone. I hope we are coming out clear. Is anybody on YouTube? I hope we are coming out clear. On Facebook, I hope we are coming out clear, because we are going to do something very important right now. I hope we are coming out clear. On Judge Money blog, if you are watching there, please write to me, because I'm going to use the phone I'm using to monitor this to actually bring you this big interview that is very, very mind-blowing. Please confirm for me at Judge Money blog. Are we coming out clear? Are we coming out clear? Okay, Python, thank you very much from YouTube. You say we are coming out clear. And those on Twitter, I believe, are we coming out clear? If we are coming out clear on Twitter, please tell me. And on Facebook at Judge Money blog. Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel Akabueze. Thank you very much. Let us now proceed. Listen to this interview. While you are listening to the interview, I am not going to play it on. It is the one on the screen, but listen to it from here.
Young people in Nigeria, they're desperate for change. Is my view. Why are you so determined to undermine democracy?
I think what I am playing is so the voice is so down. Let me play it directly from. Let me play it direct from the source, because I don't think you will hear it very well. But let us try. I think it was compressed.
It's not the right word.
Okay.
Rather, promoting democracy.
Mm-hmm.
You give the people a choice. And the choice of the Biafra people is a referendum. It is also a democratic process. So that is not undermining a democracy. More accepted democratic process is when you give the people choice to decide their fate.
But they have a choice. This is an election which will be following democratic lines.
In Nigeria.
Now I want you to know what I am going to do here. I am going to allow it to play. Then you write down your point. I'm also bringing down my point, because if I start taking it one by one, you won't get it. But make sure you pick up everything, because I am going to come down on all of it.
Biafra people do not have a choice.
Okay.
And that is a historical problem created by the British. So everybody, as you have been a journalist with your experience and the history of Nigeria, you will agree with me that Nigeria is a mistake because of the...
Now, the reason why I paused it here is because it answered the question of who that was interviewing this guy in Finland. Who is that person interviewing this guy in Finland? And you will understand that he said, if you having a journalist in Nigeria, now listen to it. The company that interviewed this guy in Finland, I believe it is Arise News, which is owned by an Igbo guy called is it Okonkwo or not Okonkwo, sorry. Arise News is owned, but he's an Igbo guy who owns Arise News. Arise News is the one which is interviewing this guy. But now, my own question is, why is it that after the interview, they never publish it? Is this really an interview is it really an interview, or is it arrangement made by two people to say, come, let me bring you to the limelight once more, because you are losing out of this, let me give you a platform for you to use to maneuver, to make sure that you confuse the narrative that is playing out right now. So what do you think exactly is the reason why? You see, the reason why I also pick up a Rise News banner and put it on the picture which you are going to see once you join this program. It is because I found out that it was this interview, or this drama is not unconnected to Arise News, and if it is not them, they should debunk it. That is how you are going to understand that these people, each and every day, they will tell you they have gone to Russia, they have made friends with Russia, they have made friends with North Korea, they have made friends with this, that what is coming to Nigeria, it is very big, it is this and that, without you knowing that they have done nothing. They are telling you they have bought this jet, they have bought a flying boat. Who are those who are going to use those things they claim they are bought? These are the reason why I have told you that these people are playing games and wasting your time. Now I have an evidence to show you that they've been claiming. I don't know if it is two or one of it, because I just screen grabbed the topic when I saw it. Let me see if I have that screen grab picture. I believe I screen grabbed where I saw them talking about, okay, where so many of them are pushing the narrative that Russia journalist interviewed the Ekperima in Finland. We are still going back to all the spices they have added in that interview. We are going back to that interview. But first of all, let me show you something. Let me push it to the screen. Now, let me push it to the screen that you may see it. Because what we do is that they play the show. We are not on the one which they will tell you, where is your evidence? We don't do where is your evidence in this one. Okay, let me just all right, let me try to do this here. Let me bring it in. You will see. Yeah, I want you to just see that it is direct from Facebook. I just grabbed it right now so that you will also see what I grab with it. We're not scared of actually, we are not worried about maybe promoting anyone. We can promote anyone, but on a very, very wrong footing. Now, let me show you this thing. Can you see? I want you to look at this. There we go. Are you looking at what is on your screen right now? Are you catching up what is on your screen right now? Okay. What is on your screen right now, it is the way they have. It is not one, all of them. They shared it. Look at it. Biafra spokesperson Simon Ekpafull interview on Russia TV. Completely destroyed Nigeria on the international stage. Buhari in panic. Chai. Now, let us now go back to that Russia TV interview. Let us go back to this Russia TV interview, according to these criminals. You heard it, oh. I don't need to continue. Let me put it to one side so that you will also be seeing it while we continue with this Russia TV interview. Now, listen to it. Listen to it. Let's go back to the interview. I want you to listen to the intro of this interview. Listen to it attentively. Where is Marian Hedda? That reminds me. Where is Marian Hedda? Marian Hedda, it's been a while. I haven't seen you, because you will understand this thing that I am doing even more than every other person that is around. Where is Marian Hedda? I hope she's doing great. So, now listen to this and pay attention. When he said that part again, I am going to remind you again. Just listen so that you will hear it yourself and not me reminding you.
In Nigeria, Biafra people do not have a choice. And that is a historical problem. Undermining democracy is not the right word. So listen to how...
So much is riding on this election, especially for young people in Nigeria. They're desperate for change, is my view. Why are you so determined to undermine democracy?
I think undermining democracy is not the right word. Rather, promoting democracy. You give the people a choice. And the choice of the Biafra people is a referendum. It is also a democratic process. So that is not undermining a democracy. More accepted democratic process is when you give the people choice to decide their fate.
But they have a choice. This is an election which will be following democratic...
In Nigeria, Biafra people do not have a choice. And that is a historical problem created by the Britain. So everybody, as you have been a journalist with your experience and the history of Nigeria, you agree with me that...
Have you have been a journalist with experience and history of Nigeria? Now, this journalist is not unconnected to Arise News, which some of it have it. So now, he said, as you have been a journalist with the history of Nigeria, with the history of Nigeria, you will understand what is going on. Now, this is the same people. Are you now understanding? It is Arise News International. Arise News International that is carrying out this. It is alleged. Let me not put it that it is Arise News. It is alleged that it is Arise News International that is actually carrying out this shenanigan. And now, if this interview was authentic, why did they not publish it? Why haven't they published it yet? Does it mean that they are scared of publishing it? Does it mean is the reason why somebody is hiding their face in doing this interview? Now you will now compare it to the interview that this guy had with the Finland journalist. Now, let me actually read some of the content of that interview with the Finland journalist. What he said. Now listen. Breaking. Which news? Okay, this is not the one. I don't want this breaking. I want the one from Finland Direct. I'm going to get the one from Finland Direct, not Now, the reason why he staged this, what he staged here for you, it is to correct, because he never knew that we are going to come out to debunk the Finland interview in English. Remember, before he actually brought this to you, the day before he presented this shenanigan to you, I want you to recall what he told you. He said to you that the interview he had with the Finland journalist, or the Finland news journalist, that he will try to make it available so that you will be able to translate it and listen to it. Did he make it available to you? The answer is no. Did he translate it and bring it to you? The answer is no. But instead, the next day, he brought to you this rubbish that is right in front of your screen. He brought to you this one that we are listening. Great and wonderful interview. Almighty great and wonderful interview that he had with Russia TV. Not only Russia TV, this Russia TV man is going to Ukraine. He's going to Ukraine now. This Russia TV man, okay, is the one who knows the history of Nigeria. This Russia TV man who speak English fluently. I know that you might argue, many of you might argue that okay, let us not talk about English. The accent. He does not have accent. The person you are hearing his voice, did he have any accent? The answer is no. So it means that he's not Russian. And how on earth do you think that this guy, being in a local politics in Finland, hoping that he may excel one day to join big politics in Finland. Do you think that the way Finland are so scared, the way Finland are actually, very, very sensitive when it comes to Russia and Finland joining NATO and all that, you think that such person in a political space will somehow or in any means possible trying to promote anything coming out from Russia? They kicked us out on Facebook. They have kicked us out on Facebook again. When we start talking about crucial matter, they just take us out. So now, do you really think that they will harbor such thing? Especially some of you who understand politics, how the game of politics is, that the opposition party is always looking for something that they will use in order to pin you down or to use against you, as long as they are your opposition party. They will be looking for such thing to use against you. So why do you think that he will continue to, tell you he will go to Russia? Among all the journalists, it is a Russian journalist that this guy will find to interview. We are trying to go back to Facebook. We will continue to be resilient or build resilience towards this Facebook insult. Towards this Facebook insult. The insult is basically too much. Facebook insult. It is getting too much. So we are back on Facebook. So do you think that there is something that this guy, anything that will lead him to go and do such? What is the reason why a politician in UK, some of them were they left their position in the office because of the activities in those areas that they are fighting? So now you will now believe that he will make that move. And some of you who are so stupid are promoting it, saying it is Russia TV, interviewing Simon Ekpanjoko. He has taken Biafra agitation and its campaign very far. International bodies are talking about it. I don't know why they didn't say it is CNN, because CNN was going to go market better for them. And it was actually, CNN might not have time to come and debunk such rubbish because they are too big. Now they went to say it is Russia TV, which they know that there is no such. So Russia TV that doesn't have name. So that is the reason why they put it that way. It is Russia TV, to use it to continue to sell their narrative in order to manipulate and deceive our people, that we might be getting help from Russia, since the Russia TV, the activities of this agent provocateur has caught their attention, and having seen that so many of us are doing tweeting, are tagging Russia, so that he will put you through to that while wasting your time, and you will be believing that there is something that is bringing out. There is absolutely nothing that is bringing out. Listen up. I want you to know that the reason why he was confident in whatever he was doing, it is because there are some politicians in the Western world who continue to back him up. You know why they were backing him up? They believe that eventually, if his shenanigan bring you the type of Biafra that they are aiming, they will come and colonize you. They will come and colonize you. That is their primary plan. You see this thing that is going on? There are some, even the Finland, some Finland politicians who might be planning a conquest towards Biafra land, in case telling him boycott the election, they will trigger, they will bring you to the realm light, this and that, for believing that it will bring them to come and colonize Biafra land, without knowing that you cannot colonize Biafra land. No matter how much you help Biafra during the time of this uncertainty, it is all about Biafra paying you for your service. It is all about Biafrans paying you for your service. You cannot actually, say you are coming to help us just to colonize us, or just to find a way to be like the people we are running away from. It is not possible. It is not possible. And that is the agenda of those who are actually supporting him even in Finland. Those politicians who are actually pushing him even in Finland, but it will not stop him from getting into trouble. I'm telling you. And whatever I am saying right now, he knows about it. Anything that I am saying right now, he knows about it. He knows about it. That is how we will always be one step ahead of them. He told you that this interview is from Russia TV. When this interview is arranged, where is it on the public domain? Which interview the journalist came all the way to interview somebody, or took their time to interview somebody in this serious matter, and you haven't found this interview in the public domain? Why? Number one, the journalist is so scared because they are operating from Nigeria. The journalist is so scared because they are operating from Nigeria. Their license they have their big license in Nigeria. The ones they are just doing, they have their main company in Nigeria rather. And the owner of this journalist, the owner or the boss of this journalist is a Nigerian, is a Biafran. Are you paying attention? So that is the reason why they are scared to publish it. Not come to think about it. Interview. After this interview, this TV did not air it. It is not even on a public domain. There is no amount of, how you will look for it. You will not find it because it does not exist. It is a shenanigan. If he says it is not a shenanigan, let that journalist who interviewed him publish it with the name of that TV, which they claim is Russia TV. Let them make it available to the public domain so that we will see. But they cannot, because it is a lie. Because it does not make any sense. What they are doing there, it is actually selling a stupid narrative that will sink in the mind of those gullible that is giving them money. While they are using the same money, you hear Azoka asking, who is giving you bullet? Who is giving you gun? What are they doing in Biafra land that they are using gun to do? Azoka. What is that? Is this guy a member of IPOB? The answer is no. He's using the name of IPOB to commit his crime and his shenanigan. Now let me, read a little bit from the news that is coming out of Finland. This news. Let me read a little bit from this. Before we proceed, let me wear my glasses. I believe, you might not be familiar with me not wearing my glasses, but let me wear it. Now I want you to see the news. Let me read from it. For you to see how contradictory this shenanigan he presented to you is to this thing that I am about to read. First of all, this is a news from a Finland news. It is not Nigeria news, just like the one you were. The one he was actually pretending. Let me take this call. This person has been possible